Uh-oh, I just said no. How do I fix a communication mistake? You've read my book and heard me say on my videos, don't say, do you remember? Do use your loved one's pleasant stories from their long-term memory. Don't say no. Do acknowledge the message they are sending. Don't correct them when what they say doesn't fit your reality. Do live in their reality. But what do you do when you make a mistake? And by the way, you will make a mistake. First of all, you're human. And humans make mistakes. In the stress of the moment, you'll forget and snap a no at your loved one. Or you'll say, oh, sure, you remember when we did that. Applying these communication tips when you're talking with a loved one with short-term memory loss is different than the way you communicate with others. And if you're the caregiver, you may be switching between communicating with your loved one and talking with other friends and family all day long. Friends, I've been teaching this concept for decades, yet I continue to struggle replacing common phrases like, hi, how are you? With a generic, hey, it's great to see you. Oh, it sure sounds simple on paper, but it's hard to change a comment we use almost every day. But think about it. Do you really want to know how someone is doing? Or are we just using a common social phrase? What if your friend responded to your hi, how are you question with an in-depth description of the fungus growing on their big toe? So that should help motivate any of us from using how are you and instead just saying, it's great to see you. We all live in our own realities. That includes loads of information we process, retain, and recite in conversations with others. News stories, political issues, family issues. We talk about our experiences, what we've seen and heard, and what's currently going on in our lives and the world at large. But folks with short-term memory loss can't easily access this information anymore. They aren't living in our reality. Their reality is the memories and events of their past. Think for a moment how you feel when a friend brings up a topic that's unfamiliar to you and asks for your input. Most likely you'll feel confused or at least out of the loop because that isn't a topic that interests you or that you follow. Now you get an idea of how loved ones with short-term memory loss feel when the majority of our conversations center around topics they can't recall. But the other side of that coin is the fact that having conversations from our loved one's reality challenges us. So our default response is to correct their perspective. If you've made this mistake, and I know I have, you know the conversation doesn't last long and is rarely successful. Okay, so much for the lecture. Bottom line, we all mess up and we will make communication errors with our loved ones with cognitive loss. So what do you do when you make a mistake? First and foremost, don't panic. Don't beat yourself up or run away. Secondly, accept that you made a mistake and reward yourself for realizing it. Next, stay calm and fix it. Folks with short-term memory loss are very perceptive. When you panic, they will quickly feel something is wrong and become uncomfortable. The more prepared you are to fix a mistake, the less personal your reaction. Often the easiest fix is a simple, I'm sorry. You can couple that with a reason for being sorry, such as, ooh, that didn't come out right, did it? Or, I'm afraid what I said was confusing. Next, help others when you hear them make a mistake. One family shared with me that they have come up with a code that they use with each other when they hear a mistake being made. They like my 2-drawer or folder mental example. One drawer or folder is for short-term memories and one is for long-term memories. They've worked beautifully together and allow me to share their code. This family simply smiles at their other fellow family member and says, open folder. which means you're using the short-term memory folder to talk with our loved one, and that folder is empty. This code word helps a family member end that conversation and regroup using their knowledge of the pleasant memories found in, that other drawer. This family says it has reduced their stress tremendously, empowered them to stay calm, and keeps the connection with their loved one intact. I highly recommend creating your own conversation code for your family unit. Finally, I applaud each of you for caring and facing the challenges presented by short-term memory loss. I know your goal is to have memorable, pleasant conversations. When you mess up, take a deep breath, regroup, and try again. You see, it's okay to be human. I know you can do this. What code word might you use in your family to recover from a communication mistake? Let me know in the comment section below. Until next time.